Another day, another hate thread of Asmongold on Twitter. I mean, are we even surprised? Now, before I continue on this video, I think that I should put a bit of a disclaimer at the start, just so people know that, just in case if they think I have any biases, which I probably do a little bit. And what I'm going to say, and my little disclaimer, is that I'm a massive fan of Asmongold. I love Asmongold. I love the whole crew of OTK. I follow a lot of them. Asmongold will probably be the one that I follow the most. I watch a lot of Emaru's content. I like the Steak and Eggs podcast. I listen to that every single week that it comes out. I like to watch a lot of clips of Nick because I find him and Milena extremely entertaining as well. So, you know, and I love Asmongold because I love of how unfiltered and how honest he is in a lot of his opinions. And a lot of the things that he says, I would have to agree with. I think that a lot of the times he is correct about things, and he does not bat around the bush. He doesn't give a shit if he's going to hurt someone's feelings, because to him, that is the truth. And if he fully believes something, he will stick by it, even if I disagree with him. And I can't think of any examples at this point in time, but there's definitely been times in the past where I've just gone, I don't necessarily agree with Asmon on that point, but you know what? I respect him for thinking that way. And that's absolutely fine, because you know what? The internet, it's a place where we all disagree, but unfortunately, we all don't get along. With that out of the way, this video right here got posted onto Twitter. Well, the person originally posted a tweet out saying that this, the word that shall not be said, Asmongold, is so fucking stupid. Now, obviously, people didn't know what the hell this person was talking about. And then they retweeted a video, which I actually saw the full-length video of this, and this was Asmongold reacting to Ludwig's video, or his Moogle Mail video, about Palworld and how similar Palworld is to Pokemon, and how people like kicked up a fuss all about Palworld, about how similar it was to Pokemon and all that stuff, blah, blah, blah. And in this, he mentions about AI art, because the developer of Palworld is a big supporter of AI, and he thinks that AI is like very good, and it's you know, the way for the future, which it is. Like, if you like it or not, AI is the future. It's here to stay, and it ain't fucking going anywhere. And what Asmon said regarding AI art obviously kicked up a fuss about a lot of people on Twitter, and they were not happy with it. So I'm going to show you the clip, and I'm going to go through a whole load of comments, see what people had to say, and I'm going to try and rebuttal against them, tell them why they're wrong, and see other people who are agreeing with him. And I'm going to give you some examples of why people who are like, you know, thinking this are just stupid.
The evidence is that
it doesn't matter. Nobody really cares about this.
The lead developer has been very positive about AI in the past. Yeah. And made an AI game.
We're gonna play
called
this, by the way.
AI Art Imposter that lets an AI artist draw a picture. And so that was like one of the games.
We're gonna be playing this week.
Yes, just generally has been much more positive about some of the benefits of AI, rather than what is the normal sentiment amongst artists and you know, I guess general Twitter population, which is that, you know, AI is bad and it takes jobs from people.
Well, AI and the sentiment from artists opinions don't matter. It just doesn't matter, because what matters is the opinion of the people that are buying the product. Like, it doesn't, like, your opinion on it, like, just because you do it doesn't, like, nobody cares. Like, it's not relevant. It's like whenever one of these, like, you know, really well-respected and really respectable directors talks about how bad Marvel is. Shut up, old man. Shut up. I like watching the Thor movie. It was cool.
So that is Asmon's opinions right there. And obviously, you know, I'll probably clip the whole entire clip, because it's mainly this clip altogether goes for about 1 minute and 30 minutes. But it's mainly what people mainly are focusing on is about like the last like 45 seconds of this clip. So I'll probably just cut that and just mainly put the bit that people are mostly talking about. Now, obviously, as you can see, people are mostly talking about the part where he talks about AI art and how the opinions of these artists when it comes to art, that their opinions don't matter, that all that matters is the consumers. And a lot of people kicked up a fuss about that, which, you know what, doesn't surprise me. And to a certain extent, I don't blame them. But I don't think they understand what point Asmon is coming from. I really don't think that they understand what angle he's actually coming from. It's like they think that he's just shitting on artists and saying that you don't matter at all. Like, fuck you, fuck your work, fuck your AI art altogether. And a lot of people were obvious with that. And there was also a lot of people who were just shitting on him for like, obviously couldn't come up with an opinion themselves of why they thought that what Asmongold said was bad. Now, obviously, we're going to go through some comments that people posted on Twitter, some hate ones about this. So right here, this person says, he lost me when he said artists' opinions don't matter. Like, bro, AI literally samples their art. Without them, there is no AI. Well, no shit. And then also, without people, there aren't any AI. I find it funny that a lot of these people just think like AI came out of nowhere. That AI was just like popped up. Well, yeah, obviously it samples people's art. No shit. But people also made AI. He's talking about the future. He's not talking about right now. He's talking about, you know, AI creating these future examples and these future projects that if something is created by AI and then created by a person, but the one that's created by AI is more fun than the one that's created by the people, well, obviously people are going to go for the one that's created by AI because it's more fun. That's what he's trying to say. He's not saying in any way possible. Like, this tweet right here, this comment is, to me, irrelevant. Then there was also a lot of people who were just attacking him and just going after him. And to me, whenever people do this, it's because they just don't like someone and they can't really form an opinion of why they think he's wrong. So these people right here, and a lot of them are attacking the way that he lives. So this person right here, POE, you're a consumer who's going to tell thousands of artists to get their shit together. This person right here retweeted a video of Asmongold showing his room and like all of its trash. This one right here put in a comment, guy sits in filth consuming things that wouldn't exist without artists, shits on devs, shits on gamers, probably shits on the floor in his bedroom, and still somehow people will say he's based. Anyways, don't listen to me. My opinion doesn't matter. At no point in that video, I don't think he really actually shit on artists in general. He just said that compared to when it comes to the consumer, the artist's feelings don't matter. He didn't shit on devs, and at no point in that video as well did he shit on gamers whatsoever. This person right here goes ahead and attacks Asmon's content, saying Asmongold pumps out up to 5 videos a day, with the better half of them being complete unedited re-uploads of other people's videos with him in the corner shaking his head. What makes you think he would have any respect for any artist ever? This person has obviously never watched an Asmongold video. Now, like I said at the start of the video, I am a big avid fan of Asmongold. I love Asmongold. I love his content. Asmongold reacts to a lot of content, and I have seen this man on multiple occasions react to a 10-minute video, and then that video of him reacting to gets turned into like a 50-minute video because he actually gives his opinions. He's not someone like Hassan or XQC who just sits in front of a video and just will shake their head or just go, nah. Or just, ha ha ha. No, he pauses the video multiple times to give his actual opinion, which is why he's so popular and why people like to watch him, and why he has a lot of hate watchers as well. Asmongold would have to be one of the people who has so many hate watchers because people just waiting for him to say something, you know, that they disagree with so that they can go ahead and just, you know, go against him, even if he's 100% correct. So this person's obviously never watched an Asmongold video. It's like he recently reacted to Shoe on Head's video when it came to like the Twitch thoughts meta that was going around, Twitch thoughts issue, whatever the hell, you know, you want to call it. That video of Shoe on Head was 22 minutes long. The video on his channel that was uploaded to the Asmongold channel was over an hour long. He turned a 25-minute video into over an hour because he was constantly pausing it, constantly giving examples, constantly giving his own opinion. And then this person right here is someone who is a great example of main character syndrome. They replied to this saying, you know, I was thinking about picking up a very interesting looking adventure horror game from last year until I learned they used AI for very minor parts. And then I learned the developers patched it out and the entire internet cut them slack because they were honest. Was it the entire internet? You know what? You may not have bought it, but I'm pretty sure a whole lot of other people did it, which is what a lot of people on Twitter seem to think, is that they seem to think that they're the main character. Just because they don't like something, it means everyone else doesn't like something. Just because they don't buy it means no one else bought it. It's the exact same shit when it came to the Harry Potter boycott. Remember when everyone was all these Twitter people who were so offended by J.K. Rowling's talks about her hating on transgender people or whatever the fuck it was. I didn't even look that much into it because honestly, I just knew that it was so stupid. Everyone's just like, boycott the Harry Potter game. Don't play it. Wasn't it like the second best-selling game of last year or the best-selling game of last year? It sold so many fucking copies. So it just goes to show that just because you didn't buy something because you don't like it for some reason doesn't mean other people won't. And there was also a lot of people that obviously were agreeing with Asmongold. And these people were just seeing it from the fact of like, Asmongold wasn't necessarily saying that these artists' feelings don't matter. Yeah, you know what? I feel bad for the artists that, you know what, AI seems to be taking over their jobs. You know what? That's a sad thing to happen. It really is. You know what? I feel bad for a lot of these people who put a lot of their time and a lot of their effort into, you know, wanting to make the art for people and to enjoy it. And the fact that AI is taking over and is, you know, people are consuming that because it's a lot easier to use, a lot easier to access. People can make it themselves. Anyone can make AI art. It's somewhat sad, but you know what? It's just the way the things are. This world isn't nice. The world is a cruel fucking place to be in. And I feel like a lot of people are seeing it from that point of view. This person right here says he's 100% correct, and you not liking it doesn't make you right. That's 100% right. Just because you don't like something doesn't mean it's right. You know what? I lost my job, my dream job. So I was working in like social media, and they let me go. They let me go. I didn't agree with them letting me go because they didn't want to, like, you know, further in that role. For them, that role was just a trial. And to me, you know what? I wasn't happy with that. I wasn't happy with the fact that they let me go. Doesn't mean, you know, that it wasn't the right thing for them to do. You know what? That's what they felt was the right thing to do. There we go. It was the right thing for them to do. Just because I don't like it doesn't mean it wasn't the right thing for them to do. This person right here says, Squidward was spitting facts here. Nobody gives a care about the fate of labor as long as they can get their instant gratification. 100% And I'm going to give more examples once I go through, because I've got so many examples of people not really giving a shit when it comes to, like, you know, labor and, you know, how things were made. All they care about is the product itself. He's literally correct. You could be angry all you want, but consumers don't care how the product is made. They care about the product itself. 100% facts. All our technology is made from unethical source. 100%. Yet here we are picking and choosing what to be angry about. Couldn't agree more. And obviously Asmongold retweets this and asks people, am I wrong? And obviously, you know, a lot of people came at him in his own comments. This person right here put up a whole thread, and I'm just going to show the thread briefly just because I want to really go on at the end of what this person says. You can read the thread. You can pause the video to read through it. I read through it myself, but I don't want to, you know, prolong too much. I want to, you know, give more examples. I don't want this video to go on for too long. But this person right here at the end of this thread makes a very good point. He's saying what you're saying makes sense, but you are missing his point. All he's saying is that it doesn't matter who or how someone made something if it sells. No one will play a bad game or buy a horrible painting if the artist thinks it has value. But artists are not the market. That's 100% fucking right. And you know what? There is so many examples of that. One perfect example that I'm gonna give many examples, but one perfect example of where the artists themselves or the devs themselves think that they are in the right, but then the consumers themselves telling them that they are wrong, but the devs sticking to them is Starfield. Starfield is a prime fucking example. Starfield was a shit and boring game. It wasn't good whatsoever, but the devs fucking had to double down and tell people that they are the ones that are disconnected and that they are the ones. Remember that guy Emil, the dev who put this 15 thread post onto his Twitter, and everyone just shit on this guy. There were so many devs coming out saying that, no, you guys are in the wrong. Oh, players saying that, you know, some of the worlds that we are going to, some of the planets that we're going to, they're empty. There's nothing on them. We want something to do on these planets. And then devs coming out saying that, oh, but actually there's not meant to be anything on their planet because that makes it more authentic. It's like, but we don't give a shit. They don't give a shit about authenticity. The consumer doesn't care about authenticity. All the consumer cares is it fun? Is it fun? Starfield wasn't fun. People didn't enjoy it, and people call it a shit game. That's just how things are. And in this person right here, the last comment that I'm going to talk about when it comes to the whole Asmongold one, I'm going to give up a couple more examples because this leads into my next point as well. So this person says, if you're strictly viewing this from a capitalistic viewpoint, you're not wrong. But I think many, including myself, would argue that we have a moral obligation to look after the ones making said products. If we never care about the artists, the art stops, nobody wins. And Asmon replies to say, if many such as yourself care about the moral obligation, why is it that the biggest companies are often the most immoral? I also think that this is the result of self-referential worldview that most people have rather than the outcome of capitalism. Shein is a great fucking example of this. Shein's revenue is estimated to be more than $30 billion annually. Annually! That company racks in $30 billion every single year. Ever since that it first blew up in 2020, The company has seen exponential growth, and you can go search this up yourself. Exponential growth. I think in 2020, their revenue was something around like 3 billion before 2020. And now in the last like 4 or 5 years, it has grown to annually be around over $30 billion. But you want to know what's also come out about Shein? Their labor laws violations. Shein is based in China, and a lot of the people who are working in these Shein factories have been found to be working in excruciating, like terrible working environments and doing a lot of hours overtime. Some people, I think it was Shein as well, where it was the ones who people are like jumping out of the windows of Shein to like off themselves. And then what Shein had to do was that they had to put like these catching nets outside the factory so people wouldn't fucking off themselves. But people still buy shit from Shein. Even though this came out in 2021, all this stuff about their labor laws violation, and there's so many other different controversies when it comes to Shein about their products being terrible, but their revenue is still going up. They are still seeing an exponential growth in their revenue because people are still buying their products, because people still like their products despite all of the stuff that is coming out about Shein, about their labor laws violation. Another big company that you could say like, oh, but I don't buy Shein. What about your fucking Apple phone? Your phone right now was 100% not developed by some guy with a really good wage. No. In 2019, this article right here was posted saying that Apple accused of violating labor laws as employees at iPhone factory found working 100 hours of overtime and being punished for not meeting targets. And people will still go out and buy these Apple products. People are picking and choosing of what the fuck to care about. And if you want a more recent thing when it comes to, AI supposedly taking this all started with Power World. And because Asmon was reacting to a video about Ludwig talking about Power World. Power World is a perfect fucking example. Everyone on Twitter were defending, well, not everyone, but so many people were kicking up a fuss about Power World and how similar it was to Pokemon when it came to the designs, when it came to the concept of the game. But you know what? That didn't fucking matter. So many people got so mad on Twitter. I made a video about this a few days ago. So many people got mad. So many people were like, don't buy this game. How dare they? They should be sued. The game is second on the all-time peaked game. Like, people playing the game at the exact same time on Steam. At one point, it had a concurrent viewer player base of 1.8 million people. In just less than 6 days at the time of me recording this video, just on Steam. And this game's also on Xbox, and people can also download it on the Xbox Game Pass. But just on Steam, it has sold 8 million copies in less than 6 days. People said that this game was a ripoff. People said that this game was bad. People said that people shouldn't buy this game because it rips off Pokemon. And it's because, the developers themselves use AI. I do agree with Asmongold in terms of the fact that the consumer does not give a shit about how the game was made. But I do care about these artists that will possibly lose their job in this time frame. AI is a very powerful tool. AI is here to stay. AI is not going anywhere. I've made a video about AI in the past, and I've talked about how, it is growing exponentially. The things that some people are doing with AI, especially when it comes to, art and pictures. You see also when it comes to stuff like Susu and fucking Amaranth, who are doing AI porn because that's what their community wanted. And now they are doing it for their community. So it is growing exponentially. And me, myself, you know what? I like the fact that, it's growing, but I'm also, at the same time, I'm also skeptical. And I'm also a bit like weary of how far people are going to push AI and see how far it could go. And I honestly feel bad for the people that are going to lose their jobs in the meantime. But Asmongold is not wrong in this opinion. He's not saying that people's feelings don't matter. He's saying that people's opinions don't matter, because they don't. At the end of the day, all that matters is something good? Then people will buy it. If there's an artist who made a game from their art authentically, made their game authentically and put their heart and soul into this game and put everything they wanted into this game, but the game was shit, no one's going to fucking buy it. They could put an outrage on Twitter, They could put outrage on the internet. The internet could blow up about this game, saying about this person put so much effort into this game. This person put their last 20 years of their life into this game, and people don't enjoy it. How dare they? Even though the game's bad. And then there could be a game that was developed in 1 month using AI, and people will buy the game because the game is good. If the game is good, people will buy it. That's what he's trying to say. He's not saying that it's sad to see that your jobs are gone. Maybe he doesn't care. You know what? If he doesn't care, that's also fair enough. I do. I personally, I do care about these artists because, you know, I have studied animation and game design. I know how much effort goes into developing stuff like this. I know how much effort artists put in. I've dated people in the past who, you know, who do design, who have done illustration, who have done graphic design as well. So I know how much effort that they've put into some of their art. Like my ex-girlfriend, she did a lot of art when it came to, you know, Instagram, and her Instagram page blew up a long time ago. And then she, you know, she wanted to get back into that. And she wanted to, you know, start a Twitter and do art and concentrate on art and concentrate on her designs. And you know what? I feel bad for her if, say, you know, AI had to take over and her art becomes irrelevant. But if people consume that art, well, that's just how it is. The world is a shit fucking place. And I hate the fact that the people are trying to make it out like this world is a great place. Like the world is fair. It's not fair. The world isn't fair. Just because you think one way doesn't mean the world's going to change that way. You're not the main character. The world doesn't revolve around you. The world doesn't give a shit about your feelings. You either have to go along with the world or you fall behind. That's just how it is. It's unfortunate. I'm not saying that this is a good thing, but that's just how the world is. It's just how it is. Just because you feel one way doesn't mean the world is going to then revolve around you and be like, you know what? Your opinion matters. Because it fucking doesn't. The world's just going to keep moving forward. And if you don't move with it, you're going to fall behind. But let me know what you guys think about this in the comments down below. Do you agree with me? Do you disagree with me? Do you agree with Asmon? Do you disagree with Asmon? I'd really like to know your opinion. If you disagree with me, that's fine. That's fine. You know? Just be civil about it. Peace out.